Hey guys, it is Wednesday here in West Virginia, and by popular demand, I guess I could say it, by two people requesting that I do wagons. Somebody had seen one of my videos, I think it was on my 124 Danbury Mint 58 Plymouth Pro Street, and he seen the wagons in the background when they used to be in the display case, and asked me if I could do a video on my wagons. And some of those wagons he's seen in the background are no longer with me. I kind of streamlined a little bit of my collection. The Buicks and the Fords are gone, but I kept all of my Chevys, and I still collect the Chevys actually. So we're going to take a look at them, and you may have noticed with the thumbnail, I have three brands: Autoworld, Greenlight, and Hotwheels. Autoworld dominates it. I only have one by Greenlight and one by Hotwheels, just because they grabbed my attention. And I really liked the way they looked and such. So it's pretty funny because my history of growing up, my dad worked for GM and retired from the Chevy plant in Parma, Ohio. My grandfather did also, and my uncle did also. Then I was raised with all Chevy and Pontiac muscle cars throughout my life, raced them and showed them with my father. And then when I got in my mid-20s, I got into restoring Mopars with my friends in Cleveland, and since then I have a love for Mopars, and that's what I collect mostly now, except for my wagons. I collect solely Chevy wagons for the most part, and most of them are just the Autoworld ones. That's what I'm after, is the 69 Kingswood Estate and the 70 Kingswood Estate from Autoworld. But occasionally I see one that I have to have. One, and I may try to get all the variants of this guy here. This is your 69 Satellite wagon from Greenlight. Very nicely done. This is the one from the Hollywood series from the Brady Bunch. But I took the big, fat tires that Greenlight uses off of it and put a set of black steel rims with proper sized tires on it from M2 actually. So it gave the car a totally different look. I may try to get all these satellite wagons. I really like them, and I think they're pretty close to true to scale, and I would just like to get them. Maybe most of them I will do wheel swaps on, but there are a couple that look okay. A couple that were made to look like a GTX or Roadrunner, and they have the Magnum style wheels. Those wheels and tires from M2, or I mean from Greenlight, are not too bad. They're usually pretty skinny, so they look good on the car. But yeah, this is a fantastic looking car. They did a fantastic job on it. And as I said, this is from the Brady Bunch. I think there's two versions of it, one that's dirty and one that's clean. This is the clean version that I found at Walmart a couple years back, and when I got it, I had one of those wheel kits from M2. It was a 71 Charger, I think, and it came with 3 sets of wheels you could choose to put on the car. And I stole these wheels from the kit and put on this car. So it looks really good in my Mopar diorama, but that's the only Mopar wagon that I have. The Hot Wheels one that I grabbed is this guy here. This is your, what is it, 64, I think? Yeah, 64 Chevy Nova Gasser. And it's a wagon. They've have a lot of really nice looking versions of this in the main line, but I wanted one that was original with the real riders and one with the metal base if I could get one. And then they released this in the last Drag Strip Demons, and it's absolutely awesome. Mother's Little Helper name with the wood paneling on it. It looks fantastic with the stack injection and a small block Chevy. Looks great. I was tempted to get the Super Treasure Hunt before this was released. I was like, it just didn't look right. The back wheels were too big of a diameter and such. This one is perfect. It looks great like this. And if they release more with this wheel and tire combo, I will get them. I'm hoping to see it as an RLC car one day, maybe. And Hot Wheels also has a great looking 59 Chevy sedan delivery, and I would not mind getting a couple variants of it from the premium lineup of like the Slick Rides, the Hearst one, and then the 2011 Super Treasure Hunt, which says treasure delivery. It's like a purple metallic with flames. I used to have it, but I got rid of it. And that's one of the last great supers. It was metal on metal. Great looking car. So there are a few from Hot Wheels I wouldn't mind having. There's also a 59, I forget what they're called, Brookwood or something like that, that is in the makes. It's a four-door wagon. It's not a sedan delivery, and it looks to be true to scale. I think their delivery is a little bit small, but this wagon that they're making for RLC looks pretty good. It looks pretty big in the pictures I've seen for the development, but I don't know yet. It's still in the making. I'm hoping that we get it this year in RLC. I want to get a couple of them if they are available. See what happens. Now, the others, that's the only two that I have from another brand besides Autoworld, and that is not a Chevy Kingswood Estate. Now, to fill you guys in on the Kingswood Estate, if you don't know, the 69 was the first one released from Autoworld. They produced 10 different versions. This one here is probably the most sought after and valuable one of the 10 versions. I have 9 of the 10. The one I'm missing is the counterpart to this. They did a black version, but the black one didn't have any writing on the side of it. It did have the little like co-sponsor stickers in the side glass, and it was done in a gloss black, and it had the same style wheel, but the center was painted gray or black, something like that. And that one has eluded me for a while because of the price. I can't pay 50 or 60 bucks for it. I just can't do it. I want one loose anyways, and I had ordered one loose, but when I got it, it had a lot of paint rash on the side. It was stored improperly, so the paint started rashing and it looked really bad, so I sent it back. And ever since then, I've never found another one that is loose that the paint looks really good on. I'm hoping maybe this year when I go to a couple shows in Ohio that maybe I can find the black one for maybe 40 bucks or less loose, hopefully. But yeah, this one and that black one are probably the most sought after and hardest ones to get, and the most valuable ones. It is a really cool car, cool name, Lead Sled, and this car really does exist. It was Bracket Racer, I believe, and you can find pictures of the real deal online. Really cool car, and the hoods do open on all these Kingswoods, and this one, as you can see, has the big block in it, and I think all of them have a big block, and it has no plate on this one, but Hudson, Iowa is where this car is raced and out of, so that is one of the very few that did not have a roof rack. Well, actually one of 2 that did not have a roof rack. The black variant of it did not have a roof rack either, and it's one of 3 that did not have wood grain sides. This one here and the other gloss black one, that was a Bracket Racer, and then this guy here. This is actually, I like this one better than the black variant of the Lead Sled, but this one isn't as rare and limited. This is done in a matte finish black, and as you can see, it's kind of dusty. I hate leaving these guys out, but I don't have a display case to put them in. But that's another thing. I ordered some cases from Temu. I'm going to see how they are. We're going to do a video on them when they get here. They're 8-car cases for like $5. So I figured I'd give them a shot. But anyways, back to the wagons. So this guy looks great. It has saddle interior. I think mostly all of them have a darker colored interior. Most are black. There's a few that may have like color coordinated interior, like blue on blue, something like that. But yeah, this one here also has a mag style wheel on it. That is pretty much like the ones on the Lead Sled, I believe. They're just painted in the center, like black, just like the other variant of the Lead Sled. But as I said, this one has a greater number of them produced, but still pretty limited. I think it's like 4,500. Once again, opening hood, big block. I love Autoworld's detail. You even get the radiator hoses and such, alternator brackets, windshield washer bottle, or the overflow tank. I don't know which one that is. The radiator cap is painted. They do a fantastic job on their engine compartments. And then this one, does have a vanity plate, the L36 427, which is really, really cool. So this is another one that didn't have the wood paneling. Now, the other 7 of the lineup do have wood paneling, and we're going to take a look at them quickly. So anyways, the first 2 Kingswoods that were released were these guys here, green and white. The green was A and the white was B, or vice versa. Do not remember because I do not have the boxes handy. I have all the boxes for them except for the lead sled. I got the lead sled in a trade. But anyways, the green looks kind of good. Not my favorite color, but it is a popular color. I think a lot of them were produced in this green. Once again, big block under the hood. And if you notice, let's see here. The lead sled did not have hideaway headlights, or it had the hideaway headlights exposed, whereas the green one has them hidden. The black matte finish one has hidden headlights also. That was another cool feature that would distinguish one from another somewhat. The other black one, the counterpart to the lead sled, I think has exposed headlights. Because a lot of people get the one matte black one and the one that is a counterpart to the lead sled confused. So this guy here has a plate that says big and BLCK for big block. That's pretty cool too. And they do a great job with detail on the tail lights. The wood paneling lacks a little detail with like the grain on some of them, but it's all right. And then the hubcaps are nicely done. So they did put a lot of work into getting details right and the size and scale correct. So little things you can overlook. Now, going to the next one is the white one. Also hideaway headlights, and it has the same plate, big block. Usually they do have the same vanity plate on the A and B releases, unless they're totally like sporting a different package or something like that, then like a trim package or option package, then it may have a different plate. But as you can see, done in white with the wood grain, with the lack of grain. It's just brown siding basically, and black interior, and the green one had black interior. So moving along to the counterpart to the black one, I just wanted to show you the white and green because they were the first releases. Now, the counterpart to this guy here is the red maroon one, and the ultra red of this A and B release was this guy here. So it's really hard to tell the ultra red unless you have like the black Wagons card with the ultra red in it. But the ultra red of this just is a little bit shinier red, and I think it has a white base, and that's pretty much it. But the maroon with the wood grain, it looks really cool. And as you can see, they got the green on this one, so it looks much better with the green on it than what the green and white ones did. This one, also like the black one, has the L36 427 plate. Really cool. Hideaway headlights. And moving along, we have the yellow one. This is a hard to find one as far as what I've seen on eBay. This one says road trip. Pretty cool. Wood grain's nicely done on it. And it's also a big block car. As I said, they all have big blocks, pretty much the same motor compartment on all of them. So they would be sporting either a 396 or a 427 because they did not put 454s into the cars in production until 70. And then the road trip counterpart is the blue. And yeah, looking at the yellow one had a gold interior, as you can see. And this blue one is blue on blue, which is pretty nice. And the wood grain on this almost looks like snakeskin in a way. It looks very different than the others. Kind of wild looking. But yeah, pretty car with the blue. It's like an ice blue, they call it, over like an ice blue interior. It looks really cool. And it has exposed headlights. And so does the yellow one. So pretty sweet. And then we have another black one. Black was the most popular. It was sported by 3 cars, 2 gloss, 1 satin, 1 with no siding, and then this guy here with the siding on it. And it just says 1969 on his plate. And it is black on black, and I've had some issues with the roof rack. It cracked on this guy, and the chrome started coming off in a couple areas. I touched it up with a silver Sharpie. I got to get one of those chrome markers. I hear that they're great, and I've seen the results of them on YouTube, and they look fantastic. I need to get one to touch up some stuff like that. The bumpers are easy to touch up because they're silver. And one thing I noticed is keeping these guys in their boxes. If they rub on the box a lot, if you're moving the box that they're in around much, the box will wear the silver off the bumpers. That paint's not very strong, but a silver Sharpie touches them up where you can't even tell if you have any issues. So this guy has exposed headlights too. Now, last but not least is the gold one. And the gold one also is the counterpart to that black one, has the plate that says 1969, and it is gold with black interior. As I mentioned, the black gut actually dominates the lineup, and this guy here, the wood grain, is not very defined, and on the black one it wasn't either, just brown. But from a distance it looks good. I mean, it doesn't really lack detail when you're looking at it from far away. Even a few inches away, they still look really, really nice. And then moving along to the latest Kingswood, I don't know if they retired the 69 or not. They may have, since they brought out the 70. The 70 has 4 colors so far, and we're going to look at all 4 of them. And there are 2 more in the making right now. They are going to be in release 1 for 2025 from Autoworld. That whole case has a great lineup. It has a couple new colors on the Red Eye Charger. It has a couple square body 4x4 step sides. And it has the 2 new Kingswoods, and it has the Eagle Italian in it, and a Corvette and a Mustang. So it's a really cool lineup. So the first 2 released of the 70, the one, either, I don't know if this is A or B, and I have both. There is this teal colored one with a black interior, wire spoke caps, which looks really good. The wood grain on this one is a little bit darker, and nice detail on the front, and big block in this one also. And this guy has a plate that says 1970. So really cool car. And comparing it to the 69, they're pretty much the same length. The 69 is just a hair bigger, maybe. Maybe. It's really hard to tell. The wheel diameter looks bigger on the 69. I guess that's why it makes the 70 look a little smaller. See how the diameter of the wheel looks a little bigger? Or just maybe the design of the hubcap. I'm not sure. That gives it that illusion of being a bigger diameter. So, moving to the other version of that first release of the 70 is this gold one here. And there's no front plates on them. Once again, 1970. Gold with a black interior, almost exactly like the 69, except the gold is a little darker on the 70. Now, the second release of the 70 was this dark blue one and a red one, a dark red one. So, once again, wire caps. The wood grain is a little bit lighter on these 2 variants than the first variants. And it runs a beige interior. And this one, it doesn't have a plate. Oh man, this is really hard. The King is just what it says, the King. That plate's really hard to read with a yellow back and white letters. But yeah, it says the King. Okay, so anyways, and this is really cool because it has that third seat facing out the back window. When I was a kid, we had, and not anything this old, but we had some Caprice Classic wagons from the 80s, and I always loved that third row seat where you could look at out the back window at the people behind you. It was always a great entertaining thing to watch out that back window. So the other one in this lineup was this dark red one. Really cool car. I love that third seat. I didn't even look at the 69 to see if it was like that, and yes, it had it too. It's easier to see in lighter colored interiors, of course. And once again, the plate says the King. We'll see what the next lineup, when they come out in a month or so, what the plate will say on it. And this one also has a tan interior, beige interior, whatever you'd like to call it. That's it for Wagon Wednesday, guys. Sorry it went a little bit long, but we had, what was it, like 15 wagons to look at. So anyways, whenever the next release comes up, we'll be unboxing them on my channel. It should be soon, I hope. I'm really looking forward to the Chargers in that box, because one is plum crazy and the other is like sassy grass green, that bright lime green, which is really cool. So anyways, guys, that's it. Enjoy your Wednesday. I'll be back on Friday to crack something open for our Free It Friday. Thanks for watching.